Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nomads No Worries, because that is the name of this podcast now.
Right, it's totally always been that way as well. So happy to be on again. Steve, how was your weekend?
Man, it was good. Let me tell you, I'm in Cape Town, obviously right now, but we
Mhm.
took a quick flight over to the beautiful country of Zimbabwe, and
Oh,
it
whoa, I didn't
was
know that.
yeah,
Okay.
it was really really cool. It borders like a bunch of other countries, kind of like how we have the Four Corners in the U.S., but this part of Zimbabwe borders Zambia, Botswana, and Namibia. So we went to Zambia and Botswana. We did a safari in Botswana as well. But yeah,
Whoa.
it was awesome.
Okay, so I mean, now you've done multiple safaris. Was there any like big difference between them?
Well,
Like
yeah,
different
this one.
animals or?
No, honestly, I feel like the animals are pretty similar. Botswana, where we were this weekend, has the most elephants out of any country in the world. So that's kind of
Wow.
their thing is elephants. So we saw a
Okay.
shit ton of those. But yeah, seeing a world wonder is always fun. I know Jack, you and I were at the Grand Canyon together at
Yeah.
one point, but this one, yeah, I kind of want to jump into something because I feel like people get a little bit confused about the seven wonders of the world. Like
Okay.
people think that there's only seven,
Okay.
but really at this point there's three, and some people believe that there's even four different lists of the seven wonders of the world. So I kind of want to go through those just to clarify for everyone out there, eliminate any confusion. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Good.
So the first list, we have the seven natural wonders of the world. So this includes what I went to, Victoria Falls. It also includes Grand Canyon in Arizona. It also includes the Northern Lights, the Great Barrier Reef, the harbor of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, Mount Everest, obvi,
Okay.
and this
That makes total
volcano
sense. Mount
in
Everest is on there. I mean, I
obvious,
guess I didn't
yeah.
realize that, but yeah, okay, duh. Like,
And then the last one is this volcano in Mexico called Peruquiten. It emerged from a cornfield in 1943. This volcano just emerged in 1943, I guess.
what does that mean? It
I think
emerged
it.
like they were like farming corn and they found lava.
I guess it just popped up. I don't even know, but
That's a hell of a thing to come out of nowhere, you know? Like,
I read that that's the least visited of these natural world wonders because it's kind of hard to get to in the middle of Mexico. But I kind of want to check it out.
wow, that's crazy. I didn't know Mexico had that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
So, those are the natural wonders of the world. Next, we have the seven wonders of the ancient world. Now, this is where
Okay.
things get confusing, okay? Because six of these seven no longer exist. The
Okay.
only surviving ancient wonder is the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Okay. Okay,
And it gets
cool.
confusing because people, I feel like, think that that the pyramids are on the regular list, the next list that I'll get into, the new
Uh-huh.
seven wonders, but it's still on the ancient list.
So is
So
there like a cutoff? Like you got to be before Jesus to get on this list, or like what's the situation?
honestly, maybe, but yeah, all these things I guess like have all been destroyed or fell apart at some point. So I don't even know why people acknowledge this list anymore because most of these things don't exist.
I mean, I feel like the pyramids should be on some list.
Yeah,
Like they
they
are
yeah
cool. Like I thought it was cool.
yeah
So like
yes
I'm glad they're on a list. Like they're kind of by themselves. So
yeah.
what are some non-existing things that were on that list if you happen
So
to
we
know?
have the Hanging Gardens of Babylon in
Okay.
Iraq, the
Okay.
Statue of Zeus,
We probably
the
destroyed
Statue
that
of
one.
Zeus in Greece. Yeah, that was probably our bad. The Temple of Artemis in Turkey, and then another one in Turkey, the Mausoleum of somebody, the Colossus of Rhodes in Greece, and then the Lighthouse of Alexandria in Egypt. So, see ya.
Wow.
You guys are gone.
So like, okay, I'm just trying to put myself like in this mindset, right? Like how did they come up with the list if six of the seven are no longer exist? Like are we looking through like a picture book or something, like where some of
Yeah.
these they did exist for a while, like, and they were able. There's got to be stories about each one, right? Like,
Yeah, who knows? Maybe these things didn't even exist at all. Maybe they're just mythical in ancient scriptures. I don't know, but or
yeah,
maybe they did exist at some point in like our lifetimes, or I don't know. So
yeah.
that brings us
Okay.
to the new seven wonders. Now I feel like
Okay.
this one gets referenced a lot, and like I feel like people take this one pretty seriously. So this is the Great Wall of China,
Okay.
Petra in Jordan. Jack, you've been to
Okay.
Petra, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Christ the Redeemer in Brazil, the statue.
Right. In Rio.
Yeah. Machu Picchu. Chichen Itza, shout out. I've been
Shout out.
there.
Yeah.
The Roman Colosseum
Okay. Been there.
and the Taj Mahal.
Okay. So I
Now,
think I'm
these are the
five
new
for
seven
seven.
wonders. Wow, wait, which ones have you not
Wait,
been
four
to?
for seven. Four for seven. I still need Taj Mahal, Great Wall of China, and Christ the Redeemer.
All right, okay. That's pretty good, man. That's solid.
Yeah.
So
So
those
these
are the
all
new
exist.
seven wonders. Yeah, they all exist, and they're not natural wonders, right? So that's the difference from like the Grand Canyon list, because those are natural. These were like created by man. So these are the new
Okay.
seven wonders after the ancient ones were destroyed.
Okay.
This next list, I don't really like this list. I kind of think this one's like a marketing scam, honestly. Like I feel
Like
like
a
these
TripAdvisor
were just
list.
yeah, this was like basically made by TripAdvisor. So this list
Okay.
was created in 2011,
Okay.
and it's the new natural wonders. Okay, so we already went over the natural wonders, Grand Canyon, Victoria Falls, whatever.
Foreign
These are the new.
volcano.
I feel like they just made this list to attract tourists to these places.
This is kind of
The
weird. I
first
figured the new list would be like new things that were built, but like, how are we rediscovering the Earth with this list?
No, we're not. Like people knew these things existed. I feel like they were like, we need more tourists to come to these, so let's put them on a list and see if that helps.
Okay, yeah, we need a bump in visitors. Okay. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
So here we have a place that I actually just visited a couple weeks ago, which is Table Mountain. I'm actually literally looking at it outside my window right now. Table
Okay.
Mountain in South Africa.
Okay. Do you feel like that should be on the list, Steve?
It's pretty cool, but I don't agree with this list. Like I think this is like a fake ass list, so I just
Okay.
overall I have to say no.
Okay.
Then we have the Amazon rainforest.
Okay.
We have Halong Bay in Vietnam.
Okay.
Then we have Iguazu Falls in Argentina slash Brazil. Those are
Okay.
some cool waterfalls that I want to go see. Then we have Jeju Island in South Korea. No idea what that is. I guess it's a volcanic island. Then we have Komodo Island in Indonesia, home of the Komodo dragon.
Shit. Okay.
And then we have Puerto Princesa Underground River in the Philippines. Not sure what that is, but yeah, so those are the new natural wonders.
Okay, maybe we okay, I feel like I need to like look this up. Like I don't want to just shit on some like random place I never heard of. Like maybe it is super but like if
No,
I
I
need
think
to
they're
go yeah.
I think they're cool. I just don't know if they need to be on this new list. That's all. I'm sure these places are all sick. I've heard of some of them, and like they definitely look interesting.
Like how many times do I watch an IMAX about someone climbing Everest versus like an IMAX of someone like going in a river?
Exactly. I mean, these guys are just trying a little hard. Like they tried to when I went to Table Mountain, they tried to have signs that said like a natural wonder of the world. I'm like, is it? I was like confused. I was like, no, it's not. And then I looked it up and I found this phony list.
See, that's the thing about that's the litmus test, okay? If you have to be like, "Oh, wait, are we at the wonder of the world? Are we not?" Like that means it's not. Like it's supposed to be
Yeah.
like, "Oh my god, like I need to FaceTime my entire family. This is so cool." Like
Yeah,
you
need to
shouldn't
be
have
sure.
to tell me. Like you
Yeah.
shouldn't have to tell me.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, this is a wonder of the world. Oh,
Some people
didn't know.
don't notice, but this
Yeah.
is wonderful.
this is wonderful.
Like that should be the eye test, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my long-winded answer for what I did this weekend. But I did see one of the true natural wonders. It was a
So
little
did
bit
that live
light
up
on
to
the.
it?
It was really cool. It was
Okay.
sick, honestly.
Okay.
It was a little bit light on the water because it's kind of a dry season right now, but there were fewer tourists, so that's cool. But and they were still flowing. The falls were still gushing.
Okay. Okay, nice. So, and is it like huge? Like, what do you, what makes it so like?
Yeah, it's like over a mile long of just like a huge, like it's like Niagara Falls, but Niagara Falls is like one little, like this. But these things are like, I can't
Oh,
even
so you're
fit.
talking about like a mile long of water falling.
Yeah. And I'm
Wow.
talking huge, like cartoon, like the things that, in cartoons, whenever they're like, oh no, there's a waterfall, we're screwed. That are like huge falling, Africa, like that's what we're talking about here.
That was like the inspiration, like
Yeah,
probably.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, probably.
Wow.
But
Okay,
it
that's
was it
cool.
was sick.
So you're like, wow,
Yeah,
this is awesome.
yeah, it was stunning. It was amazing. The local town was really cool. Super safe, a super safe place for Africa, because like their whole town is driven by tourism. Like that's their livelihood. So they're not trying to like rob you or anything. So you can actually walk
Right.
around at night, which you can't do everywhere in Africa. So that was cool.
Okay, and so did you fly directly into this town, or did you have to fly
Yeah,
into like? Okay. Oh,
directly
so
into
that's great.
Victoria Falls. Yeah, it was cool.
Okay, and is it a long flight? I feel like I'm looking on the map. It feels like it might maybe is a little long, like
It was a good 3 hours.
a good 3 hours. Okay.
Africa's a big continent. Like you can't just pop over to another country. Like it takes a while, especially because we're in Cape Town, which is like obviously on the coast, like as far south as you can be. So
That's cool. So that was definitely a wonder. Then you're like, okay, this makes my list.
it was wonderful. I felt wondered. Yes.
So do they like, I don't know, like do they like harness the power of the waterfall for the local economy, anything like that? Like a dam or like a, like a, or is it just for like the
Honest,
baboons and stuff?
Yeah, I think it's just for the baboons and stuff. And honestly, we opted out of getting a tour. We just weren't feeling like doing that, like having a guy like talk to us and shit. We were like, let's just go look at it and enjoy it. So we really didn't learn that much about it. Maybe I'll do some Wikipedia research later today and try to learn. But yeah, that's my weekend. How was yours, Jack?
It was great. Well, I didn't
Anything
really see
exciting?
like a wonder of the world. Yeah, I feel like what I'm about to say is not going to be as cool as what you just said.
That's
But
okay. You can
I
like
mean,
next. You'll have some weekends that are cooler than mine. Like
yeah,
at
like
some point,
it's
I'm
okay. I'm
sure.
comfortable with myself. Like I know I've had plenty of
Okay.
cool weekends. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
feel
you
self
have.
conscious. You know.
That's good.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I bought some rollerblades, so I'm gonna do some rollerblading. So like, I know that just sounds super trivial, but like, I'm I'm gonna learn to
That's ex-
rollerblade. Like, I need
that's
to do
exciting.
something.
What
Yeah.
you've rollerbladed before, like as a child, though, right?
Yeah, but so, my friend Mike, he helped me pick out my rollerblades. And the thing is about these rollerblades is they only have 3 wheels instead of like 4 in the stopper thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when
Oh
you were a
yeah.
kid, I feel like when I was a kid, I had like the 4 with the stopper.
Yeah. They had a lot. Yeah. The stopper, you lean back. Yeah. So there's
Yeah,
no stopper on these ones that you
there's
got.
no stopper and it's like 3 big wheels.
So how the hell do
Okay.
you stop?
He sent me a YouTube video. I'm like, dude, I thought I was just gonna strap these on and like go.
Oh
Like,
my
no, now I
god.
gotta like learn how to use these things, right? And so I gotta like drag my skates on the ground like this, like like something like that, like to
Damn.
stop. So it's real. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited if I can master this, then maybe it'll be great. But I thought wasn't going to be I thought this was going to be like riding a bike. Like, oh, I've done this. I've been to Skate City. I'll be
Right.
fine.
Right.
But it's not that simple.
All right. Well, okay. After you master stopping and turning and all that, we got to think about your outfit. Because I'm
Yeah,
picturing, I saw the Barbie movie, and
yeah.
like Ken and Barbie just have some fire outfits. Like they're on Venice Beach rollerblading, and they look amazing.
Wait,
What are
really?
we thinking as far as outfits go? Yeah, if you want to get some inspiration, check it. There are a lot of bright colors. I feel like you got to wear some bright colors for
All right,
this.
well, there's a couple hurdles to the outfit. So, like, first of all, like, so I'm bringing my skates to my friend's place in Fort Lauderdale for Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna practice in their neighborhood so no one can see me. But the thing is,
That's
I'm gonna wear a helmet and wrist guards in the beginning. Because my friend Mike said, he's like, Jack, I promise you, you need to wear this until you feel comfortable. And this guy, he's a very safe guy, but he's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows what he's doing. I don't. Like, fine, like I'll get it, but like I don't want to wear that like when I'm like doing it on like the Miami Beach boardwalk. You know what I'm saying?
no, that
Like, I
definitely that's conflicting with the outfit thing that we're talking about. You definitely
Exactly.
won't look
Like
as
Ken isn't. He's not wearing a helmet. Like,
cool. Yeah, right. No, Ryan Gosling's hair like cannot be confined to a helmet.
yeah. Now he's Ken obviously he's not famous because of his smarts, but like I don't want to become a vegetable here, like on my first day. And it was so weird. He's like, he didn't want me to get, knee pads and elbow pads, just wrist. So I was just like, okay, dude, like clearly you thought about this more than I have. So I'm going for that. And anyway, so I think level 1 is going to need to be, I got to get good enough to where I don't have to wear that.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's something to work toward for sure.
Yeah. And then level 2, honestly, I'm thinking either tank or no shirt. You got to, right? Like,
Both good options, yeah.
Yeah.
And keep the shorts a little short, Jack. Show skies out, thighs out.
yeah, like I don't need to be wearing like Kobe Bryant basketball shorts or something. Like,
Yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah.
no bulky cargos, nothing like that.
yeah, I don't need anything to carry. Yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
so yeah, that's gonna be kind of my angle there. Yeah, and so we'll see how. I'm just inspired by everyone's rollerblading around me, and so it's like I mean, you're the same way. I think we're big win in Rome people, so it's like, look, I'm gonna send it because everyone else is doing it, and I gotta catch that vibe.
I support you 100%, man. Can't wait
Thanks.
to see your progress.
Thanks. Yeah. Maybe the pod will get a little bit of. Maybe I'll do a pod on my rollerblades one day if I feel confident enough.
That would be fun. Yeah, just be recording the whole time, and we'll get a firsthand.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my weekend. It wasn't as cool as going to an actual wonder, and then still not as cool as casually seeing a semi wonder from your window.
Hey, Semi Wonder. Speaking of world wonders, this is actually a really nice segue into our Nomad news story for the day,
Okay.
because it involves one of the new wonders, new man-made wonders of the world, which is Rome's Colosseum.
Ooh. Okay.
So, this story is that Rome. Well, okay, it starts with Airbnb. So Airbnb put out this listing. I think it's like an event. It's not like a place you can stay and sleep, but Airbnb has some like event listings these days.
Okay.
And basically they're going to pick 16 people, whoever signs up for this, to do mock gladiator battles in Rome's Colosseum. It's kind of tied to the release of Gladiator 2, the movie that's coming out. But participants will dress in like the full costumes, and they'll have some mock battles. It's part of like a $1.5 million partnership between Airbnb and the Colosseum Archaeological Park.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's supposed to kind of help promote the film and like the cultural significance of the site. The problem here is they are getting some pushback from local lawmakers in Rome. They're
Okay.
saying that it's Disneyfying the city of Rome and degrading the Colosseum's cultural legacy.
Wow. Okay. The lawmakers are saying this. Okay.
Yeah, and then some locals are like, "Oh, this is just a publicity stunt. This is just more hyper tourism," which has kind of been a trend in Europe recently. Barcelona, some other cities are not super happy with a lot of the tourism. It's making the housing prices rise up. A lot of these cities have housing crises. So yeah, causing some issues for the locals. So this is just another thing that locals can be like, this is fucking stupid.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Wait, so let me just clarify this real fast.
Yeah,
The Archaeological Association, whatever that means. So, like, I'm just going to group them under the scientists. Like,
sure.
they're down. They're giving Airbnb money to do this, in a
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
But some of the local population and the lawmakers are not down.
That's
Doesn't that
correct.
feel a little weird? Like I figured it would be the archaeologists being like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" and like the politicians selling it out. But maybe we're just too American.
But maybe it's not the archaeological scientist guys. Maybe they're not giving Airbnb money. I'm guessing Airbnb is giving them the 1.5 million dollars, and that's why those guys are down.
Okay, so you
That
think
would be
maybe,
my guess.
okay, right. But still, I feel like my point stands a little bit. Like they're down to take the
Yes,
money
for
to,
sure.
pimp out the Colosseum.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm guessing that the local lawmakers are just like, the Coliseum is barely standing still. I mean, hell, we just went through all those seven wonders that have crumbled. Like, they don't want people in the Coliseum doing fake battles, like fucking shit up in there. So I can see why they might think that that's a little silly.
well, hopefully like the money goes towards maintaining like
Yeah,
maintenance
I
and
think
renovations
yeah,
and stuff like
that's true.
that.
I think
Like,
that's the point. Yeah.
but like this is the thing, right? Like I don't I yeah, I'm about to shit on the Coliseum, but like to be honest, like I've been there, multiple times. Like it is so touristy. Like it is like I mean,
Yeah.
it is Disney World already. Like it is crazy packed at any time. Like lined out the, lines off the campus to like go in. Tons of American tourists with fanny packs everywhere. Like, can it really get much worse?
That's a good point. It's already been Disneyified. Dude, I went to a bar that had a view of the Coliseum right next to the Coliseum.
Uh-huh.
Most expensive cocktail I've ever paid for in my life.
There you go.
I want to say it was 50 euros,
Oh my
maybe
god.
more. It was funny though. I'll put a picture up, but the cocktail was delivered in a hand that's doing like the Italian like this thing, what the Italians do with their hands, but it's like holding the glass.
Oh. Wait, so how
It
does it
was
sit on the
ridiculous.
table? Or like they take that part off?
I'll have to look at the picture. I'll have to put the picture up and see.
Okay.
Maybe there was like a hole in the wrist or something, but somehow the glass like set in it. And I remember they handed it to me and they're like, "Here, the glass comes in our favorite hand signal." And it's so
It's 50
and they're like,
bucks.
yeah, 50. They're like, "You guys want another drink?" We're like, "Nope, we are good." I've never felt like more of a fucking tourist until that moment.
Yes, like I love Rome. I think it's a really cool city, but like I would definitely stay away. I mean, I would yeah, if you haven't been to the Colosseum, you should go, obviously, but like Airbnb holding some gladiator fights, I don't think really changes things for the worse. Like I think we've already crossed that bridge.
Yeah, it's too late, guys. You're already
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah, the Gladiator with Russell Crowe came out like 20 years ago. Like the news is out. Like everyone knows
Yeah.
to go there. Like
Yeah, I'm excited for the new movie though. It has Pedro Pascal and some other legends in it, so that should be a good one.
dude, I love that Pedro guy. Like he was in Narcos, I think, right?
Yeah,
I
and The
can't.
Last of Us.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen The Last of Us, but yeah, he's a good
It's,
actor.
it's pretty good.
That's kind of an interesting angle, like events, though. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really understand it. I see them on the app, but I never click into them because they all look stupid like this. But yeah.
This is cool though. Like it kind of reminds me of like American Ninja Warrior or something, where it's like they're gonna get like normal people to like do athletic things for like a cash prize, like, but it's gonna be in the Coliseum.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty
Yeah.
hilarious. Like, because it's just, it is just normal people who get selected for it. So I'm just picturing like some fat guys just like
Yeah.
trying to.
They're like building a replica of the Colosseum in their house before they fly over to like get the feel for it, like
Yeah.
practice, you know?
They do LARPing. You remember LARPing
Yeah, yeah, in
or
park.
whatever? Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
they're
with
like
like
doing some
foam
LARPing to get
swords.
ready. Yeah.
Yeah. No, wait, but it is almost like the American Gladiator show. Like, remember that show? I feel like it was on when we
Yeah.
were a lot younger, where it's like they're
Yeah.
literally like they got like fake weapons and they're hitting each other.
Yep, that show would always be on late at night. I feel like it would come on after like the shows that I was actually into, like Power Rangers, and then maybe I would watch part of it, but like I wasn't super into it. But I do remember that show.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I'd probably tune in. Like, is this going to be like a televised thing?
It should be for $1.5 million. I sure hope so. It's not taking place until May 2025, though. If it even stands, we'll see if the lawmakers get their way. But it's
Do you
not going to
think?
be for a long time.
Do you think people are going to actually sit in like the Coliseum stands for this?
I hope so. You'd have to. It'd be weird to do it in front of an empty crowd. That's not really like
Yeah, that's not the vibe.
recreating. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but then people are in the stands. You're gonna have like people like selling popcorn and stuff, and I feel like that'll just be like a funny thing. Like you're in the Coliseum, it's like thousands of years old, and like you're buying like a hot dog.
Okay, now you're kind of getting me excited about that. Now I kind of want to go.
And they might as well sell hot dogs. It's gonna be an American event anyway. Like,
Yeah, yeah, true.
you know what I mean? Let's get some butt heavies in there. Please don't
Oh.
spill. You're sitting on something that's thousands of years old. Please do not spill. Or like that place that's selling you the $50 drink to be like, well, today we have a fight going on. If you'd like to kind of look, premier seating.
God. For an extra $500 or whatever, yeah, premier seating.
Now, I've never been a combat sports guy, to be honest. I don't really like watching people fight, but I assume if this happens, there's going to be some professional boxing or UFC match that's going to go down.
Oh, yeah. The floodgates are going to be open. They're just going to be having events, pay-per-view, get
yeah.
fucking Joe Rogan in there or whatever. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Joe Rogan will host his pod in there. Like,
Dude, that's how you completely ruin the Coliseum. Get a bunch of like UFC guys in there. Oh my, it'll just never be the same. That'll be tainted forever. We'll have to put it on the ancient. We'll have to put it on the ancient list after that.
yeah, we'll have to retire it, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like we'll have to do something different. Like we beat that horse. It's dead.
Yeah, replace it with the Statue of Liberty or
Which
something
actually,
else.
like, when you were gonna mention those specific things, I thought, like, I don't know, like, what about the Eiffel Tower or like the Statue of Liberty or like, I don't know, the Chrysler Building? Like there should be like a modern list, like
Yeah,
the
Walmart,
Burj Khalifa,
like
like
yeah, Burj
I don't know.
Khalifa.
Like,
Yep. No, there should be. You're right. Yeah, Eiffel Tower is sick. I don't know why that's not on there. That's like the most iconic structure probably in the world.
yeah, yeah, it's sweet, honestly.
Yeah.
Steve, maybe what we need to do is we need to come up with our own 7 modern wonders of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, we start campaigning for this, where we're like, okay, look, these things need to be on there. Okay, like Eiffel Tower.
Okay.
Burj.
Arrowhead Stadium. Stadium.
I was actually going to say
It's loud-
Boulevard Brewing, but that's fine. Arrowhead
Yeah,
Stadium
it's
is fine.
Arrowhead Stadium. It's the loudest stadium in the world, so I feel like
Yes.
that's deserving.
Right, right.
What else?
I mean, I think you got to put Eiffel Tower on there, so that's 2. You got to put Burj Khalifa on there. That's 3. You got to put, I don't know, actually. I need to think about this.
Well, it'll be a working list, and we can kind of keep adding to it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Casa Bonita probably should be on there.
Casa Bonita for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say I like Walmart or like Bass Pro Shop, like Outdoor World, like those big.
Cabela's.
Or like if you ever go, yeah, Cabela's. If you go in Cabela's and they have the big like fake mountain with all the taxidermy animals on it, I feel like that's pretty deserving.
Now we've shifted it to what is America's 7 wonders? What have we provided?
Yeah, pretty much.
Walmart,
I remember
Target,
I was so disappointed. What?
Walmart, Target.
No, I remember I was so disappointed when I found out that the most visited tourist attraction in Kansas City is Cabela's. That's what they said.
Hey, what?
Because I think technically to be a tourist attraction, people have to come from out of like state or out of like they have to kind of travel to get there.
Okay.
So I think people from Nebraska and like these neighboring small towns like across the sort of Iowa, all those other kind of states.
Yeah.
I think they travel from far and wide to go to Cabela's in Kansas City. So technically it draws the most visitors each year.
Now, see, maybe we should like explain Cabela slightly for our non-Kansas viewers, but it's essentially, I mean, from what I remember, it's basically a Bass Pro Shop or like it's like an outdoor store that has it's like really big, basically.
Yeah, you can buy hunting equipment, probably guns.
Yeah, no,
a lot
you can
of
buy
camo.
guns. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
fishing. Yeah.
yeah, fishing stuff. Yeah, that's all I know. I've never really purchased anything there, but I've been there. It's cool.
I'm kind of
huge.
surprised. That is a crazy. I can't believe that's the number one place. You would assume Nebraska's got something, right? And they got
sure
furniture, but like I guess they don't have Cabela's.
We'll talk about my ranking of states on a later podcast, but the only states that I think are worse than Kansas are Nebraska and Iowa. And I'm gonna just leave it there. We'll talk about it later because it's gonna take up the whole podcast.
Wait, so you think Missouri is better than Kansas?
Yes. It has two major cities, Kansas City and St. Louis. The biggest city in Kansas is Wichita. So, like, come on.
Okay.
But we're not doing this. We need to talk about somewhere cool.
Okay.
So we're going to, instead of talking about Nebraska, we're going to talk about today's location highlight, which is Sayulita, Mexico.
Okay.
Now, this is an awesome town. Jack, you and I went there together. So I thought this would be a fun one for us to talk about.
Yeah. No, I love this place. This is one of my most favorite places I think I've ever visited.
Dude, I love how everyone we met there, like, I think you mentioned this about, another place too, but it was like everyone we talked to there was like, oh yeah, we came here for vacation one time and just never left, or like just decided to buy a place and now we live here. It's just that kind of vibe. Super big traveler city. I remember we saw the cafe that had the tables that said reserved for digital nomads. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's totally like, oh, I was supposed to be here for 2 weeks. It's been 6 months. I think I'm leaving soon.
Yeah.
Because there's a huge difference between like a traveler town and like a touristy town. And this one definitely falls under the like, I'm a traveler. I do yoga and surfing and I live here.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you can get the touristy thing, not like you can drive over to Puerto Vallarta, like, or
right.
That's where you would fly into if you're flying from somewhere else. Mm-hmm. So you can get the touristy stuff there if you need it, but then this is a nice escape from that.
Yeah, absolutely, and which is also great. I love that it's, at least if you're in the U.S., it's fairly convenient to get to. You fly into Puerto Vallarta, 45-minute Uber, and you're there. So it's not like off in some crazy spot that's a pain.
Yeah.
And so I really, really like that.
And then once you are there, you can rent a golf cart, which we did, Jack. Thank you for being our driver for the weekend. That was a lot of fun until the golf cart broke down or something and we had to push it. Do you remember the details on that?
I feel like I was supposed to charge it overnight, and I don't think I charged it. And this isn't like a regular golf cart. Remember, this was like a 6-seater. This was like, we had a pretty big, we had like 6 people on this golf cart. But that
was good because it was more people to help push after it stopped working.
Yeah. And I feel like we were kind of realized that it was stopped, like, because, it's electric, right? So it's like, okay, like the power's kind of waning here. Like, I believe, like, there might be an issue with the power. And I forget exactly, but we were going to some party in the jungle. And we're like, we're going to drive the golf cart to the party, right?
Yeah. We still
And
don't know if that party ever existed or what, because we never made
yeah,
it.
right. We got some information from one of the people with us that we need
Yeah.
to go to this party, and it just happened to be far away, dark, no lights on the roads. We going up a hill, right? And we're just the golf cart is struggling going up this hill, and I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, we have to go all the way back. Like, don't forget this.
What else do we do? It's a great surf town, like lots of surfing, got the whole chill beach vibe. I remember I had a Coco Loco there on the beach, Jack,
Yes,
which
yes.
is a coconut that's filled with alcohol and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. It was really good.
Yeah, and had some fruit on it as well.
Yeah,
It
that's
might have
right.
been,
That was
yeah, it
good.
might be, it's kind of a fun little touristy drink that really got you going. I mean, Coco
Yeah,
Loco, it's in the name. So
yeah, yeah. It may cause loco.
there are some things I don't mind being a tourist on. And one of those things is drinking out of a coconut. I'm down. I'm probably down. Like,
100%.
we just don't get that in Kansas. So I love drinking out of
True.
coconuts.
Yeah, like Cabela's is the Kansas form of touristy. Mexico, you can drink out of a coconut. I'll take the coconut over that any day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And because it's a traveler town, there's a lot of good co-working spots. Um, they have a Selena there, which is like a popular traveler hostel type of situation, meant for maybe a little bit of an older crowd in terms of the nomad world. And they have a co-working spot. You can work from there, and then there's another one that's called the library where you can work too. So I'm always a big fan of the co-working places because I like getting out of my Airbnb if I can.
Yes.
So they have the nomad infrastructure, and of course they have great food because it's Mexico.
Oh my God. The street tacos there were out of this world.
Yeah, they were awesome. Yeah, yeah. I remember the ones like
What
kind of
else?
by the main square were great.
Yeah, those are the ones I was thinking of. Oh, so good.
Yeah. I feel like some of these taqueros, they just, they're cutting the meat and like they're making a show out of it. Like they could just put the tortilla right by the stack of meat to make it easier on themselves, but no, they got to fling this thing.
Oh yeah, that's. I feel like that helps you. It makes you. It's like a mental thing. You think it tastes better when they do all this cool stuff before they prepare it. It's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be amazing.
Especially when they're on it and they don't mess up. It's like, wow, this guy's a god.
Yeah.
Like where am I? Yeah.
I also broke my personal record for shortest time owning a pair of sunglasses in Sayulita. A dude was selling sunglasses on the beach. I negotiated with this guy, got it down from like 10 US dollars to 5 US dollars,
Okay.
which was really important to me at the time for some reason, and got these fake Ray-Bans. And I was looking fly. And then, Jack, I think I went out to the water with you and we were kind of body surfing out there, like riding the
Yeah.
waves. And just a giant wave came. I don't even think I saw it come from behind. And it just smacks me, lose the sunglasses, probably lose my pants, my trunks. I don't know. The sunglasses were long gone, just nowhere to be found.
Well, good thing you negotiated down. I mean, only losing $5. It could
It's
be
true.
worse.
It could have been worse. But yeah, I think those lasted like 30 minutes, maybe. And that's being generous.
I mean, the waves are big there. Like they, it's definitely if you're into surfing, it is a legitimate, really good surf destination. They
Yeah.
have great
Yeah.
waves, and it makes it a little treacherous if you're a swimmer. You got to head on a swivel. But sometimes, we're
Yeah.
distracted doing stuff.
Yeah. Definitely don't wear a hat or sunglasses when you're out there because you'll most likely lose it.
Yeah, 100%. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, Sayulita's cool. I was there for a while, and they actually have a Kansas City bar. So
Oh,
yeah, a guy, his son went to Kansas University, And so the whole bar is decorated with KU and Kansas and Royals Chiefs stuff.
Oh,
Which I thought was like so random. A town of 2,000 people had a
did I
game.
see this bar? I don't remember
No,
that when I
so
was there.
after when you left, I stayed, and remember that it was we were in the playoffs against the Bengals and we lost. That game I watched at that bar.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then another fun thing that happened was Dave Portnoy came to that town to try to do the pizza review of the pizzeria in the town. And I didn't see him do it, but then afterwards the pizzeria had like, "Hey, Dave just here. He rated us this score for our pizza. You should come." So I thought that was really
Interesting.
funny.
I didn't think he ventured that far to do those things, but
Yeah, I thought that was
cool,
like
I
an
guess.
American thing, but yeah, he went international. He must have been there for some other reason.
Yeah. Sick. What else? I stayed in a really shitty hostel there that was it was super cheap, but like it smelled like sewage. But yeah, I mean, we had such a fun time. I would love to go back at some point.
Yeah, my place was chill. There was just like a lot of chickens around, and they're kind of loud.
Yeah, that happens, I feel like, in these types of places. You don't get that in America. You don't just hear chickens in urban areas, but it happens.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, definitely a cool place. Really glad we went there.
All right, should we do our Nomad myth?
Yeah.
Mythbusters? Okay.
Yes.
Today's myth that we are busting is that nomading is dangerous, okay? We talked about the levels of travel advisories last week, which, by the way, Jack, you asked me last week if the UK, like what they rate the US on their travel advisory. I looked and they actually don't have the numbered levels 1 through 4 like we do. They'll just give you some different warnings. So like for the US, they're like, watch out for mass shootings. Other than that, it's pretty safe. But yeah, they didn't rate us 1 through 4.
Okay, so they're more specific. They're like mass shootings over here, beheadings over here, that type of situation.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to get stabbed, you can stay here in London. If you want to get shot at the grocery store, you can go to the US. So
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, pick your poison, I guess.
So, people think that living in these countries, we're talking about living in Mexico, and a lot of people think that it's super. That's the reaction I get all the time. People freak out. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go live in Mexico for a little bit, or Puerto Rico even. And they'll be like, what? Oh my God, you're going to die. But I mean, like we said on the last episode, we've lived in level 3s with no problems. People are afraid of Mexico for some reason. I think US media really paints a bad picture of Mexico.
Yeah.
And even growing up, I was like I was terrified of Mexico until I went there. I thought if you step foot in the country of Mexico, you will get murdered. But that's really not how it is.
Yeah, Mexico definitely gets a unfair rap. I don't know if it's hard to say, right? Like since we're American, I don't know if we think or the propaganda is more negative in America's point of view compared to like maybe Europeans or some other situation. But yeah, that's a little unfair.
Yeah,
for them.
I mean, I know someone told me, they're like, yeah, I've been held up at gunpoint in Los Angeles, but that's never happened to me in Mexico City. Mexico City, like, I know, Jack, when we were going there, we had to tell our parents, like, I remember sending them statistics of like the safety of Mexico City versus like Chicago, New Orleans, like all these US cities are way more dangerous, way higher murder rate, things like that. Like Mexico City is a pretty safe place.
Oh, I felt great. I've never felt unsafe in Mexico.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah.
Same. And everyone's been super nice and friendly every time I've been there. And talking about Joe Mad again, our buddy Joe the Nomad, talking about him for the second episode in a row. But he recently, I saw he posted on Instagram that he's driving through a level 4 area of Mexico. So like we talked about, they designate different areas of Mexico, different levels. So again, 1 is the safest, 4 is the most dangerous. So he's driving through a level 4 area of Mexico.
Wow.
So we'll definitely have to talk about that with him if he survives. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. One thing about level fours, too, I will say is the US government, the reason that they have these listed on the government website is they will not help you if you get into any trouble if you're in a level four. So if you're like, oh, I'm going to go check out Haiti, and you end up, getting kidnapped and the barbecue guy is about to light you on fire and eat you.
Yeah.
If you call the US government, they're like, sorry, we warned you, like you're an idiot. We told you not to go there. We're not going to help you. That's something to keep in mind.
But level 3, they'll bring the army for you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, level 3, all the backup you need.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay, that makes sense. But now that, dang, I'm kind of sad about that. I was kind of hoping to have the Uncle Sam insurance regardless, but okay.
I think they will, but it's like they can't promise anything. Like if you're in Syria and you're in the middle of a war zone, like they may not want to fuck with that. So it just depends.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I mean, it does sound like a very reasonable approach by them. So in this case, Joe Mad going through the level 4, is he technically uninsured right now?
I think so, yeah. But last I checked, he bought this device that he can press a button. It's like those commercials we used to see, like Life Alert for old people, where they would have to press a button if they fell and they couldn't get up.
Yeah, your hip
like
or something.
He has something like, he has something like that where he could be anywhere in the world and he'll press that button and like it'll call the authority. I don't know. Well, again, we got to interview him on this podcast and he can tell us more about it.
Wait, so it's like, all right, like I'm screwed. Like bring in the cavalry. Like they're about to kidnap me and dismember me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What? That's why I didn't even know that existed. Is this like an American product?
I think this is more for situations because he like fell off a cliff one time and was like in a ravine or something and like had trouble getting out of it somewhere. I think it's more for that. It's more for the natural world wonders like that, not the man-made. So it's like, if your car breaks down in the middle of a Mexican desert and it's 120 degrees and you only have a few hours to live, you can press that button and then I think like a helicopter can come and save you or something.
Oh,
Again,
wow.
we'll have to get more information from the source on this, but yeah.
And that's really cool, honestly. I really hope I never have to press that button. I'm sure he does too.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Wow, so it's almost like the avalanche thing. Like you get like a little beacon or something, maybe.
Yes. Yeah, it's for like avalanche vibes, not really for like kidnapping terrorists that are gonna throw you in a fucking jail cell and torture you.
Yeah. Well, I hope he makes it. That's kind of cool. I wonder where these level 4 areas in Mexico are. Maybe like by the border or something, or like I don't know.
Yeah, I think by the border and the cartel areas, definitely in the north part of the country for the most part. But
yeah.
Now, Jack, you say that the biggest danger when you're traveling is hurting yourself. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of things are self-inflicted. Like you break your arm or you are on a scooter and you crash it and you need hospital attention. I feel like those are the more of the situations where it's dangerous rather than like the cartel kidnapping you or you getting robbed or something.
Yeah.
But
and
that's just like
the
personal
robbery
experience.
stuff. Yeah, and even with the robbery stuff, like they say to just not be stupid. Like don't leave your bag unattended. Don't have your wallet bulging out of your back pocket to be pickpocketed. Like stuff like that. Like there's just ways to be smart and approach it and don't stand out, don't look too American. However you can do that. But yeah. I've never had any issues and I just try to blend in and be chill. I mean, people live in these cities like Cape Town. People say it's a dangerous city, but there's like 3 million people who live here every day and nothing bad happens.
It's like all they know.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to be smart.
Yeah, you got to play by their rules a little bit, do your research.
Yeah.
But I think that's and the thing is you almost take that for granted from where you're from because you think, oh, well, everyone must think this way because these are the rules that I abide by from my hometown. And it's just the exact same thing. You just got to kind of understand the situation that you're getting yourself into, and you should be fine.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Again, Cape Town, just don't go out at night is what they say. So I just don't go out at night, and so far so good.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
So,
Wait, so Steve, going out at night, like, are you saying like if it's dusk, like, do you ever go out to dinner? Like, if you get like an Uber to a place or something, or a taxi?
oh, they just mean don't walk at night. Like you can get
Okay.
in Ubers. We'll get an Uber to dinner or Uber to a bar, something like. Yeah, we just don't walk around at night.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And even if it's dusk, the sun is setting, it's still pretty early. You can still walk around. I see people out my window walking around all the time.
Yeah.
Maybe, but if you're out at midnight and it's getting late and it's super dark and you're walking down some random street, that's when you should probably be aware.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's ever been a time where I was like actually scared. I don't know. I can't think of it. Maybe I'll try to think of, but I really don't think so.
I don't think I've ever had an incident. I know Joe Mad was robbed in South America somewhere, and he was with his girlfriend at the time. And the robbers were like, give us your money or we'll kill your daughter. But it was his girlfriend. So Joe Mad tells me this story like it's the funniest thing ever. And I was like, that sounds kind of scary. He's like, yeah, but they called my girlfriend my daughter because she was like really short and stuff. So he thought it was hilarious. He laughs about it now. But yeah.
Now, did he correct the people like, hey, bro, like this is my girlfriend. Like it's not
Hey, that's
my
my
daughter.
girlfriend.
Like,
Yeah,
relax.
don't kill my
Show
daughter.
her some respect, dude. Like, what do you think I am here?
I
could
don't
be
know.
your
Again,
dad.
see,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, don't talk to me like that, young man.
Yeah, relax.
I don't know, but yeah, just another topic we gotta talk to Joe Mad about.
Yeah,
So,
we need to bring him on. We might need to do a
Yeah,
2 hour
we will.
special so I can ask all my dumb questions.
yeah, definitely, he's top of the list.
Yeah.
All right, well, we gotta wrap up here.
Okay.
So, all right, closing statements. Good stuff.
Yeah, Sayulita is really cool. I think they need to kind of figure out what they're doing with the Wonder of the World. I think we will come up with our own list for everyone
Yeah.
next episode or something. We'll kind of go over
Yes. Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
that. And to the American listeners, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Well, when this airs, it'll be next week, but
Okay.
I hope
Well,
you
then
had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I hope it went well. Yeah.
And as always, Jack,
Take a weird trip.